So I want to spend the day kind of short recap on what we've been going through during Advent and add another kind of joy to this idea, our understanding of joy. But I need to address an issue before we move on. I know a lot of you probably already know this, but I know there are some of you out here who do not know this. Hattie Rubidoux passed away this week. Those of you who do not know. Hattie is the one who, most of the time, made our unity room happen every day. A lot of hard work doing that. So I just want to make sure everybody knew that. Keep Vicki and Mike and their family in our prayers. There'll be more information later. Right now, that's pretty much all that I can share with you. So, Merry Christmas. Y'all have a good Christmas? Kind of fun to have a conversation with 150 people, one person. So over Advent, we've been talking about joy and different ways to look at it. We talked about hopeful joy the first Sunday, and the word that I've come up with to define hopeful joy is assurance. It's an assurance. It's something you can count on. It's the promise that Jesus makes to us. It's the assurance of that. And then we moved from there and we talked about bold joy. Bold joy. I'm losing my track now. Bold joy, which kind of has this idea of trusting. When we trust in God's place in our life, when we trust in Jesus in our life. And then the idea of loving joy comes along. And it's loving. I mean, it's that simple, right? Love begets love, joy begets joy. And that's what it's all about. When we finished up Advent with the idea of she had to remember either. Peace, thank you. Peaceful joy. I'm sorry, folks. Brain is what? So peaceful joy. So it's this idea of wonder. I love the idea of peaceful joy, of the wonder in our life. We need to find those quiet moments where we can just witness the wonder of God around us. And take time out, right? Christmas Eve, we talked about incarnate joy, and the word that I would label that is joy that is alive. Joy that is alive within us. Joy that we can't escape. And that's kind of the theme throughout all of this. Is you cannot escape joy. You can choose to turn your back on it, but Christ is always after you. The joy is real, and it's his desire to want to be there in you, because Christ has a desire to want to be there in you. And as long as Christ wants to be with us, there is joy, because that's where it comes from. That's where all of this joy we're talking about comes from. And so this week, I want to talk about compassionate joy. Compassionate joy. So let's wrestle with some words for just a minute. So, what does the word sympathy mean? And there are no slides this morning. So, sorry, feeling sorry. Anybody want to add something to that? Hearing. Caring. Thank you. Caring. Okay.
Apathy for somebody else's hurt.
Apathy for someone else's hurt. Okay. Empathy. Okay, but sorry and empathy are two different things. So there's a thing, because that's my next part of what empathy means. So we can't use empathy to define sorry, because it's not sympathy. Is this sympathy and empathy or not? Sympathy.
You want me to come up?
Yes, please. Listen to the words in my ear. What's empathy? Putting yourself in their place. That's actually the key of it. You've been through it so you can understand it. It's not actually putting yourself in their place, because if you haven't walked in somebody else's shoes, you can't truly truly have empathy for them, because you can't truly understand what they're dealing with and the emotions that they're going through. And even if you walk in the same shoes, the shoes are still slightly different, so you never get exactly the same thing. So empathy, sympathy, thank you. I almost said next to Lori. She's doing a really good job here. Sympathy and empathy are two different things. So what is compassion? Love for others, is that what I heard?
Feeling love for others.
I got to come closer.
Feel the love.
Feel the love for others. Okay. Any other thoughts on compassion?
Showing love for others.
Showing love for others. That's where compassion lies. When we have compassion for one another, we have sympathy. We have sympathy for them. We can have empathy too. Sympathy. If I say it together, yeah. Sympathy.
You're filming this, right? This is great.
Don't stop. Marty told me to wing it today. This is what you get. Marty's fault. I'm going away from my language this morning. Sympathy and empathy can both be part of compassion. But the thing that makes compassion different from them is the desire to want to do something about it. So compassion is that's why I talk to kids about putting your faith into action, right? Compassionate joy is putting joy into action. It's truly taking that joy that we have, and sympathy we might have for someone, and doing something about it. It's putting ourselves in that place that we can begin to feel the pain or the oppression or the fear of someone else and desire to do something about it. We can sit around all day long. Sympathy is a good thing, but sympathy in and of itself does nothing for anybody. Just to sit around and feel sorry for all the bad things that are taking place in the world. And folks, there's all kinds of bad things taking place in the world. Just turn on any news website, pick up any paper. Paper still exists. It's there. It's real. The world's broken and hurting. And we as Christians can sit around and lament that all day long. Feel sorry for the people who are being oppressed. Feel sorry for people who are running from their country because there's bad things happening to them. Feel sorry for people in our own country who are running from fear or oppression. Feel sorry for people who are running from their own families because of fear and oppression that exists right there. Or we can decide that we want to have compassion in those situations. And I think this is what Jesus calls us to. He calls us to compassion. I forgot to bring my Bible back. Well, you should have just seen me look at half of my life. You're going to get me in trouble. I'm going to take a look at Isaiah chapter 63. Isaiah says. In the last chapters of Isaiah, Isaiah is speaking to the people who have returned from exile. And he takes just a moment, and it's 3 verses, and he tells the people that, reminds the people of all that God has done in their lives. He reminds them that God has saved them throughout time, not just in this particular instance, but throughout time. God has taken his chosen people and he has given them salvation, and he has walked with them on this journey as they wade away from them and come back to him, as they walk away from him, as they come back to him. He stayed with them every step of the way. But Isaiah reminds them that they have a compassionate God. And that's why we need to learn to be compassionate, because we have a compassionate God that never leaves us alone. He's always stirring us and pushing us and taking us out of our comfort zone, because that's who God is. And that's what he wants us to do with our lives. We see that in the birth narrative and how God works through all of those different people coming up to Christ's birth, and even after Christ's birth, when they run off to Egypt because Herod's going to kill all the firstborns. God's acting in Jesus' life. God is having compassion for Jesus to make sure that he lives for those 33 some odd years that he does, and that he makes a difference in our lives. We have a compassionate God. And every story we read in Scripture is about his compassion. It's hard to see sometimes because God is such a unique way of showing compassion. But God always cares about us first. He cares about us first and foremost. And sometimes we just have to pause and realize that. And we talk about that. We talk about how we pray sometimes, and we pray for a specific thing and it never takes place, right? God listens to everything we ask for. God hears every word that we utter. God hears the groaning of the Holy Spirit within us. And then God acts with compassion in our lives. Now, that compassion doesn't always play out the way we think it should play out, but God always has our best interests at heart, and he always puts us first. That's what Isaiah, in essence, is trying to tell the Israelites as they return to Jerusalem. That God's way, God's compassionate ways, are the best way for all of God's people. And so we need to take that idea of compassion and turn it into compassionate joy. And in a sense that no matter where we find ourselves, we're fighting for the others. We're fighting for the lost. Those who may not have heard the good news yet. You know, that's why it's so important to tell our young people, just tell someone Jesus loves them. Sometimes it's that simple. Just to make a connection in a new and a unique way. You know, we're to have compassion for the least of these, the homeless and those that are going without food today, and those that might not have a shelter over their head. We're to have compassion for that, which means we are to act. Not just feel sorry for them because it's raining and they're getting wet, but to actually do something about it, to make a difference in their lives. We're called to be there for the world in unique ways. You all probably know broken families where people have been chased out of the family for one reason or another. And you can step into that situation and help speak love and grace. You can be compassionate in those situations. Because this idea of fear, this idea of oppression, it's not just this world thing that takes place around us. It happens in our own families. Everywhere you turn. The world needs our compassion. It's broken. It needs to know compassionate joy in such a way that joy becomes real. Joy becomes hopeful and loving and bold and peaceful. Joy becomes incarnate, alive in us. And all those are great words and all those are great ideas. But until we cap it all off with compassion, until we put all of those ideas into action, the world doesn't change. And it's like feeling sorry for everybody, right? And not doing anything about it. Nothing changes there. But when we have compassion for those around us, no matter why they might be hurting, when we bring Christ's love into the broken and awkward situations in our world, that's what begins to change the world around us. When good people stand up and say, I'm going to do something about that. It is no longer okay. It is no longer to be the status quo anymore. I'm going to do something about that. That's what God calls us to. That's what God calls us to. Compassionate joy. A joy that steps out of our comfort zone, a joy that steps out into the world to truly make a difference in the world. God loved us so much that he sent his only son. Amen? God stepped out in favor of us. Emmanuel, God with us. This is the God we worship. This is the God we praise. This is the God that models for us what joy looks like. Stepping out into community and making a difference in the world. That's who we are as Christians. That's who we claim to be. So when we make that claim, we need to actually do it. We need to put our faith into practice. We need to have compassionate joy for the world around us. No matter what brokenness that you come up against, there is joy. And you know that because God's walked with you through your times when you felt lost. And there he is again showing up in you in someone else's life. That's what we're called to do. Emmanuel, God with us. We are to be Emmanuel in this world. God for others. And when we show up in that way, God's love shows up. God's grace shows up. God's joy shows up. And it becomes real in the world around us. It's hard to turn it away. When real joy shows up, it's hard to say no to that. Amen? Amen. Because that is the God we worship. That is the God that holds us in the palm of his hands and always has the best intentions for us, no matter what. God of joy, God of grace, God of love, that desires to change this world into God's kingdom in such a way that joy reigns. Amen? Let's pray. Almighty God, give thanks for this Advent season that you've walked us through this year. For your different ways of showing us joy in this world. Helping us to find assurance and hope in such a broken place that we live in. Knowing that no matter where we walk, you walk with us. You tell us in the Psalms that you go through the valley of death with us. You don't just say, I'll see you on the other side, but you walk with us. And it's because of that, and no matter where we find ourselves, we can find joy. Because you are always right there with us. Lord, help us to open our eyes and our hearts and see it, to know it, to feel it, to live it in such a way that your joy comes alive in this world through us. That we truly can be Emmanuel, God with us, for those who might not know you. Help us not only open our hearts, but the hearts of those that so desperately need to know your joy. Help us to speak into this broken world in such a way that your joy becomes real. Help us to find that strength, that courage, that wisdom that speaks beyond the brokenness. that speaks joy. Lord God, we pray all of this in your most holy Son's name. And all God's people say,